Good morning. Our hand today is going to be pocket fives. This is a 10 and L game, and we've got under the gun, open raises to two big blinds, mid position player calls, and it is on me. This player under the gun is playing 43-21, very loose. Looks like he might be somewhat aggressive on over 14 hands. He didn't three bet yet. He had the opportunity, but he's basically raised pre-flop 3 out of 14 times. These could be these min raises. I do have some notes on him, so I've played with him more than these 14 hands, obviously. So we've got ISO raise mid position for three big blinds from the cutoff with ace 9, and then C bet and check. So basically C bet and then gave up. He missed C bet out of position on a dried board, bet turn 3/4 pot when check through, bet half pot when he made the pair. So if you got probably hands something like this, not sure if he adjusts his size based on the strength, but we're gonna say maybe he is playing two big blinds just for like all of his raises. So I'm gonna give him this range here. So he's got some strength, he's got all pocket pairs, some draws, and so forth. Next player is going to be even. I've got 2,000 hands. This guy's loose. He's playing 38-1. He's very passive. About the only thing I think he would raise would be the aces. And even then, with the aces, I don't think he's going to raise 100% of the time. Like ace-king's probably just limping here. Kings are probably just limping here. When we look at his stats, he's got 38% VPIP in mid position, 37 on the cutoff. 39 in early position, so maybe 40% is what he's playing. You can see pre-flop raise, very, very unlikely. Doesn't really 3-bet, rather limps or calls. His calling range is 44%, so I just think those are hands he's probably limping with anyways, and nothing too special. So this guy, I think, is going to be pretty loose. Looser than the under the gun. So this is 40%, and that's a lot of cards. Probably could give him all the offsuit aces, but I'm gonna go for strength. And then it's on me. I ended up calling here with pocket fives, and I know I shouldn't have. I should have just folded, or I should have tried to squeeze with pocket fives. You can see my 3-bet range. You can see the 3-bet call range there. We could look at the expanded range, raise first in expanded range. This is probably a hand that should have been raised and attacked, but both of these players are loose. Both of these players are probably going to call. So what's the point of building a big pot with pocket fives? If these are a little bit tighter players, and they show that they can fold to a 3-bet, yeah, then I think we can 3-bet with fives. But here, I think we should probably just kind of fold, or is what I did, call and hope to get a good decent flop. I think villain 2 will probably c-bet, and if he doesn't have a pair, he's probably going to give up. Or if he gives up and doesn't c-bet, he probably didn't connect with the flop, doesn't have a pair. Villain 3 is going to be a player where if he connects, he'll call, and he'll probably call down. If he doesn't, he'll fold. So I just called here. I'm going to go with this range just for now instead of the pocket, and include like pocket fives down here as well. But I'm not going to adjust what I should be playing, because I think I got a little too loose on this hand, and it could be because I was winning at 177 big blinds. So then the small blind calls. He's playing 36-12. VPIP is 47% in the small blind, pre-flop call in the small blind 16. So he doesn't really call a whole lot in the small blind, but with two big bets and a couple callers, I'm going to give him a kind of a big range. This is 30%, so suited aces, kings, and so forth. Big blind folds, and we take a flop of king 9-9. So it's four-way. I guess, and it's kind of got what I was hoping for, was a cheap flop, see if I could flop trips and take stacks, but this didn't happen, and I probably need to just be done with a hand at this point, not even worry about it. If I had raised pre-flop, and I probably would have raised to like 10. I would have done 10 because we had a caller, 8 otherwise. So if I raise the 10 and I get both of these players calling, I'm probably going to c-bet this board. C-bet with most of my range here, and just try to take it down. If I raise, I don't expect small blind to call. So villain 6 checks, villain 2 checks. So I think the only one that we can really spot is villain 2 here. He checked, so I don't think he has any of these monster hands. I don't think he really has an overpair or top pair. I think he would have bet there. I think we're looking at something like that. It could be that he's scared, but his numbers don't really reflect that being scared. It could be that he's cautious because he's out of position. Villain 3 checks. I don't think that really says anything. Villain 3 is going to be playing a wide range, and then that comes down to me. I checked. Now let's say if I had checked behind, what kind of hands am I going to be betting here? I think I'm going to be checking everything, even with the quads, the top pair. I'm not really too worried about anything at this point. I don't really have a stronger range than anyone else. Actually, I have a very narrow range, so it narrows down like what I'm actually going to have. Top pair plus is sitting at 15%, 16%, something pretty low. I've got under pairs, so I don't think it's gonna be believable for me to really do anything. Ace of diamonds comes on the turn. Villain 6 checks. This guy, he is aggressive, so I kind of think if he had 3 of a kind, he's gonna bet now. I still think quads and full houses is gonna check, and I think top pair is gonna be betting. Quads and full houses checking, probably going for a check raise. So we're gonna do that, and then under the gun checks again, and at this point, I don't think he has 2 pair. I don't think he has anything. He checks again. We're looking at best middle pair to no pair. So something pretty weak. Villain 3 checks. And I do think he would have bet small with the quads and the full house and 3 of a kind, 2 pair, and probably top pair. And by small, pot's 9, he's probably betting 2, maybe 3. I don't think he's going to be super aggressive at all. So we're going to give him that. And that means it's us. No one showed any real strength here. So I kind of think now, we could check behind. I mean, again, God, there's so many cards that villains are going to hit. This could be taking a stab at the pot for, 4 big blinds, 5 big blinds. Not sure if I go larger into this many opponents, but I think we could probably go pretty much 100% here. We've got the no made hands, queen, jack, jack 10. That's just pure bluff. I mean, it got shots. But yeah, if we break it down, we're dealing with. Actually, let's do that. Gut shot. Flush draw. So some of them were betting weak pair, pocket pair, less than the second card. Middle pair is kind of getting some value. Top pairs some value. So I think we should probably be betting this. And I bet I didn't. I bet I checked behind. Checking behind's probably also good. We kind of did what we had our plan going in. We're going to see if we could flop a set and try to take some stacks. This didn't happen. The board actually favored the other opponents. I mean, we could have connected in our range too, but it's going to be hard to connect with nines since two are on the board. But you know, we just follow through with our plan. That would be appropriate too. 10 of hearts. So it's here. Everyone checks. I think our turn bet would have been could have taken things down. So at this point, yeah, he doesn't have quads or a full house. Maybe a straight. Maybe has something like that. That's his range at 9%. This guy, again, quads, full house. I think probably would have bet. I kind of think a straight's going to probably bet two to get a little bit of money. Three of a kind, good two pair. Have I not been? Yeah, I had not been narrowing down the ranges. So he's got 100%, he's got 100%. This guy, yeah, and that guy, he's narrowed, and 10 of hearts. Okay, so that's better. So he's at 14%. That's better. He doesn't have all of those, so he could possibly have a full house, could possibly have a straight. I think he would bet those, but he's looking at weak pair, nothing hands. I think that's his range. This player too, I think he would be betting, you know, full house, probably the straight. I don't know. This guy's probably not. I think he's going for the straight, but he's got something like this. 98, and then it's on me. And the question is, if I bet, am I going to get everyone to fold? Do I need to get everyone to fold? I mean, pocket five still has some value. I mean, I have a pocket pair, but is my pocket pair good? I don't think so. No one was betting, so I'm going to guess someone has a 10, maybe the king. Maybe somebody was playing the king, and once the ace came, got scared. That's a possibility. Or someone has the king and they're scared of the nines. That fits that player. So I checked. Kind of hate it, but I think we missed our opportunity to bet on the turn. So 4-5, Jack 10, Queen 2. Yeah, I don't. If we bet the turn, this guy might be calling. And I could probably bet again on the river, and he's folding. This guy's folding. This guy's folding. You know, we lost out on 9 big bets. Actually, less than that. 2 of that is ours. But we lost out on it by not being aggressive, and I think that's the problem. I don't really mind calling pre-flop. We went in hoping to flop trips with the pocket pair, hoping to outplay the players, but the problem is I didn't do that. I didn't outplay them. I could have. I don't think betting the flop is where I should have bet. I think betting the turn is where it's at, because I think so many people are going to recognize the ace, that a lot of players play aces, that's going to put pressure on player. And if anyone calls, we're going to look at probably draw, or they have the ace, or possibly they have a draw themselves. And that's why I think I would bet the river, because there's the diamond draw out there, there's the gut shot draw out there, and we were just bet to try to take it down. So messed up this opportunity to win a hand. Incidentally, I had something like this yesterday where pre-flop razor was showing no interest. I just went ahead, fired out with junk, and took down the pot. I mean, that's, I think, what I'd call pretty standard, but you know, somewhat scary when you bet, and especially in a 3-bet pot. When you know you call, because good chance that that villain is just throwing out the c-bet just to throw out the c-bet, and then once they show weakness, or once they check behind, then you attack them and you pick up the pot. So hopefully you enjoy this, and if you do, look tomorrow for another one.